thank you for coming in that early in the day to hear the story of Sidekick Studios and how we started here in Israel and got to work and still work with the biggest, most exciting media companies around the world out of Tel Aviv. So just a quick word about who we are and what we've done. Sidekick Games started in 2010. We're a work-for-hire studio here. Essentially, started family-friendly games, cut ourselves a very nice niche in creating games for tech companies, games that features new abilities for motion control, AR, and VR, and really kind of expanded from there to do free-to-play games and work with other media companies and tech companies like Google, Intel, Oculus, and many others. But it wasn't obvious that this could have been done here and this can be done out of Israel, because Israel is known for a lot of great stuff. It's known for technology, it's known for startup nation. It does not, people don't think about Israel and game studios and game development easily. There are many reasons for that. There are many alternatives for that. There are different type of history elements that are missing and you can find in other countries. Israel is not known for any of the big studios, whether it's EA or Activision. It's not known for funding history in that area, and things are changing. They're getting quicker, better, but the history of Israel is a place where there was more tech and sort of casino and social gaming oriented history definitely affects us today in a good way. It's our way of starting our own industry here. That said, a group of us, Asaf Sela, Tal Aviv, and others, felt that we can actually create here a game studio that would work with big media companies around the world against many odds. We also made a decision to focus not only on more generic game development, but really see how we can work with publishers and not become a publisher ourselves. Why would we want to do that? There were two main reasons. One, we wanted to bring their expertise of publishing process and then distribution and marketing as we are working with them. It was also a decision to take risk down for the type of production we wanted to do and have them cover partly or all of the funding of each development project, which is the same way around the world, which was fine. It was a good decision, but how could we make a situation where they would want to work with us? We need two to tango here. It was very clear that publishers were not looking for just work for hire, generic work for hire, somebody they'll do programming or art. Publishers really look more and more for somebody that's great in creating this or that specific game genre or have very clear capability, not a jack of all trades. That point allowed us really to kind of position ourselves and focus ourselves. Publishers also don't look to support your creative vision generically. Publishers are, you can consider them as the VC of the game market. They look to invest in teams, they look to invest in games that have great potential to be top grossing games on any platform, right? Could be mobile, could be PC, could be console. So, understanding that, we created kind of a three-step element. I wish I could have done that in a very structured way 6 years ago, the way I'll present it now. But eventually, things did work out pretty well for us. And the three top elements that worked for us very well, and I'll share with you right now, allowed us to move forward and convince those publishers that they want to work with us, and they will put the many resources, it's not only money, behind different production that we've created for them. The first thing, maybe the most important thing, is the DNA of the studio, the DNA of who you are. You cannot be great at everything. You cannot be the best in every type of games, any type of game that you make. The DNA of the group, for the company, of the group of people that starts the studio, means what is the best thing that you are. What thing that you are not only passionate about, but you know to do very well. Now, most groups around the world, they're not great in everything, even a specific genre. Most groups, they have kind of a weak link. Maybe their tech is not great, maybe their art department is not strong, maybe their production management capabilities are not great. But you need to focus yourself and position yourself in a certain niche. For us, when we started, our niche was cutting-edge games, and in many ways it's still that, because when people around the world think about Sidekick, a lot of time they would still remember us doing those early games for Prime Sense and for Kinect. And you're very much kind of typecasted along many years as you work with the market. And that's totally fine, because people know, kind of the flip side, the good side of that, people know that when they need a specific type of game, they would call you. You are the team, you are the best team for that type of production. So you want to focus yourself, you want to tag yourself with the type of work that you will probably be exposed to and hopefully getting as you work with the market. The second thing is to present yourself around the world, right? As a good friend told me, if you want to date a model, you need to hang around with models. It doesn't happen by itself. You need to make sure that for a long time, not just one-off thing, you will be in front of those publishers. There's a lot of conference, Casual Connect is here in Israel for the first year, hopefully many, many more, but there are a lot of other conferences around the world, and there are a lot of great conferences, close to us in Europe. A matter of not a lot of expense, you go in and you hammer your name in the market, make sure you meet again and again publishers as they are looking for different type of elements. There's big importance for that, because as time change through the year and through the years, publishers are looking for different things, and there might not be an opportunity immediately, but there could be an opportunity a year or 2 years from now. And the more you do that, the more you're actually making them confident that you are here for a long run, and you're not just kind of what's called a bungee studio. You jump in, you try to grab as much work, and then you disappear. And that leads us to the third point. There's many things in life, timing is everything. Many things in business, right? The opportunity might not present itself immediately. It's important to say it takes Sidekick a long time. It takes Sidekick a year, sometimes more than a year, to close a big project. And that means that you need to be strong, to be some vigilance in going out again and again and again and make sure that people know what you offer to the market. You need that kind of breathing space in showing yourself again and again until that perfect time, until that opportunity to work with a publisher that is looking for the type of production that you can offer come forward. Over the years, we work with quite a few big names. Square Enix approached us and we approached them, but the opportunity eventually came when they needed to bring one of their IP into the Xbox 360 Kinect. And the opportunity there for us, because our background and because of their need, was to bring Mini Ninja Adventures to Xbox. Later on, a few years later, when Intel was looking for partners to showcase what can be done with a RealSense camera, they worked with Disney to see how they can do that, and both companies knew that Sidekick loves to create games that use this type of different technology, and we've created for both of them the Muppet Show experience that uses the RealSense camera, and you can download it today. Rovio was kind of a tough nut to crack, and for 2-3 years we've been meeting with them in conferences around the world, building that level of trust, but also waiting for them to the right time. There was many changes around the year, from their early days of coming out with Angry Birds and all the success that ensued, to the point where they became more than just a big media company, also looking to work with third parties. And in 2013, so, that matured into a meeting that kind of set the stage for what became. In 2014, later, we've set a meeting at their offices. It's important, again, as part of the trust level, to get to the publisher, to meet them in their own space, to discuss a few opportunities. We've presented a number of games, and none of the game concept that we presented actually worked out. They were interesting, but not enough to close that deal. But they remembered us from a number of games that we've done for DeNA and as concept, and when they needed a group that would do a similar game, they called us. And we started to work on a production that will be coming to market soon. Over the last year, a big group on our side was working with Rovio, which is great because also the same time zone. It's not on the West Coast or somewhere in Asia. We've been working very closely together to develop and very soon bring to market a new free-to-play game. So, like many things in life, it is about focus, it is about creating trust with your partners and future partners, and about the motivation to work together. If you can create a situation where people know about you, people trust you for a certain specific thing, because you can't be great in everything, and people need to tag you and remember you as a studio or as a service provider under a very specific element that can change over time, but has one theme, you can actually win business. You can actually go in a situation where publishers and developers that outsource work would call you and want to work with you wherever you are around the world, even here in Tel Aviv or in Israel. Thank you very much.